It's a whole different kind of pain when you know someone is lying, but you're also afraid to call them on it. That gut feeling tells you the truth, but the thought of their harsh reaction, them getting angry or pushing you away or becoming defensive, it just stops you cold. And so at the same time, there's that deep frustration, a feeling of being undermined, as if they think you're naive or not smart enough to notice they're lying. And this leaves you stuck in a cycle of silent resentment and self-doubt. So this session is for anyone caught in that uncomfortable space between knowing the truth and fearing the fallout if you call them out on their lies. We'll acknowledge the validity of your intuition, release that anxiety around confrontation, and empower you to trust your own intelligence, even when others are trying to manipulate the truth. You can see the description box for a few articles on the research, the science on how this works to help us rewire our neural pathways. And so rate yourself on a 1 to 10 scale about how you feel about this confrontation around lies, and we'll check back in after tapping to see where that's at. If you get overwhelmed, just keep tapping and breathing. Let any emotion, or if there's a memory or sensation in your body, just let it come up and process through, and then go back to repeating after me when you can. So I'll use they for the person who lied, but you can swap it out for, he, she, their name, or just say they, especially if it's a group at work or a collection of people in your family who are lying to you. However you do it, your brain and heart know who you mean if you're leaning in and thinking about and, leaning into the memories and sensation, the lie or lies that you've been told. So that's it. Just tap with and repeat after me. Even though I know they're lying, but it's too uncomfortable to confront them. I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I fear their anger and I'm afraid they might push me away. I deeply and completely love and honor myself and the truth. Even though it's frustrating when they lie to me and it makes me feel betrayed. I acknowledge it all and begin bringing myself healing. Even though their lies make me feel stupid, as if they think I'm naive. I fully and completely love and accept myself. Even though I want to trust my intuition and release this fear of confrontation, I deeply and completely love and support myself as I move forward. I know they're lying. I'm so frustrated. Every time they lie, I feel so stupid. Do they think I'm naive? They lie, and it has me questioning my intelligence. I hate that. I'm stuck in this silent resentment. Them for lying, and me not for speaking up. For not speaking up. But I'm stuck in this discomfort of the idea of confrontation. I'm afraid of their reaction. What if they get angry? What if they get hurt or defensive? They might push me away. They'll try and turn it around and blame it on me somehow. I'm the crazy one or making things up. That really makes me angry. It hurts. How do they get to lie and I'm the one afraid to call them out? They lied. If they didn't want to be called out on it, they shouldn't have done that. It's valid to feel this frustration, this betrayal. I choose to trust what I know, though. I know they're lying. I'm reclaiming my inner wisdom. I am discerning and aware of what's going on around me. Their lies are about them, not me. So I'm letting go of feeling stupid or feeling afraid of confronting them. All these feelings of fear, betrayal, frustration, I let it go now. All the hurt, all the anxiety. Any feelings of being stupid or naive, I release and let all of this negativity go now. I am finding my voice. I'm giving myself permission to speak up. I release any fear of their reaction. I am more confident every day in my ability to shut down their anger. Their emotions are theirs to deal with. I'm safe. I'm okay. I'm allowed to confront people who lie to me calmly and firmly. I know I am wise and perceptive. I am confident in my intelligence. I know them lying is not an indication that I'm stupid. It's an indication they're untrustworthy. It's an indication they are undervaluing and underestimating me. I am capable of confronting their lies with grace and calm. I know I am able to handle their reactions without reacting in anger myself. I am strong enough to choose my response with grace. I'm no longer afraid of confronting their betrayal or lies. I know the truth is more important than any fear. I trust myself in what I know. I am releasing fear of confrontation. I leave them to regulate their own emotions. I'm allowing myself to decide what lies are worth confronting, and I do so with calm and confidence. I am protecting my peace now. I am empowered by the truth. Take a deep breath. See where you are on that 1 to 10 scale. You deserve to trust your judgment and feel intelligent and respected in all of your interactions, because being lied to really just sucks. And, look, frankly, not all lies are even worth confronting someone over. This could be a controversial statement, but maybe someone had a legitimate reason for lying. I'm not saying lying is okay, but they were trying to protect you in some weird way, and that's a discussion perhaps worth having, explaining to them that next time, please don't lie. Please just tell me the truth. But if it's someone who just lies to lie, as some people do, or they did it because they're hiding something they didn't want you to know, they did something wrong that they knew would cause a massive fallout, then if it's possible to just limit your time around or cut them out of your life completely, you're absolutely within your right to do that. They might get angry and act like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. I could have done X, Y, and Z worst thing, but that's a cop-out. We're not comparing lies. We're dealing with the one right in front of us, and lying, even a little white lie, and that maybe whatever they lied about is just a little white lie, and it doesn't really matter in the long run. It's still a betrayal. And it can be even worse sometimes with the smaller things, especially if they're continuously doing it, because if I can't trust you with that, then how am I supposed to trust you with the big things? So at work, that little white lie could affect the trust you have in the bigger things, like giving them a large project or a really important client, something where they have access to a lot of money. At home, the little white lies undermines the stability of the entire relationship. So how do I trust you with my secrets, with my kids, with my pets, with my bank account information or medical power of attorney, if I can't trust you with the little things? So, then of course it's even worse if they're coming to you with big lies covering big mistakes. So regardless if it's, someone at work or family, maybe you really cannot just cut off, you should definitely be able then to speak freely and without fear to them, letting them know that you know what they're about with the lying and you're not okay with it and they need to stop. And being able to do so from a place of calm and confidence makes the whole thing a little bit easier, and that's where tapping comes into place. And look, if they're mad, they shouldn't have lied, right? They need to get whatever help they need to figure out why they lie so easily or so much, and manage their own emotions over getting caught and called out for it, because you have every right to speak up about, how you feel about, your frustration and anger and hurt and being lied to as it were. Look, we all lie at some point in our life. Kids definitely do it all the time. It's actually the whole thing about how they show how it helps them with learn storytelling or learn how the world interacts around them. It just is. And then usually we grow out of it as we get older. We're kind of taught not to and that sort of thing. But sometimes when we're doing it when we're older, we're doing it, like I said earlier, trying to be nice, lies about maybe what you're wearing, if it's already too late for you to go and change before you go out, or maybe they lied and said they weren't invited to a party either, and so you both hung out and watched movies and had a great night, and then months later you find out they were actually invited. So when you confront them, you find out they chose not to go because they didn't want to hurt your feelings, so they didn't say anything about it. And like I said, I'm not really even a fan of those little white lies, but I know they happened. I'd rather we relate so I can change, or I'd rather know the person didn't invite me so I can figure out why, or not invest any more time in a one-sided relationship. But those are the ones I was saying. I can understand the attempted kindness behind why people lie in those instances. So if that person is apologetic and generally remorseful that they realize they hurt you or broke your trust, it's fine to have a conversation with them about how you prefer they didn't, and how it's caused a bit of a trust issue that needs to be rebuilt between the two of you. And then in time you see if they meant it. And as long as you as you feel you can still, trust them, and you trust your intuition with those people, then it's not worth losing a friendship or loved one or a good colleague, relationship at work, when you realize they were doing it from a place of kindness. But if the person, especially if you, have proof of the lie, flat refuses to acknowledge their initial mistake, and then adds in, the wrongdoing of lying again to cover it up, and they refuse to apologize, or worse, they try to turn it around on you, like you did something wrong, to cause them, either you did something wrong, or you have all the details wrong, or you did something to cause them to lie. You're in the wrong for calling them out for lying, or you're in the wrong because of however you found out that they lied. They just expect you to get over it basically and move on in life. All of that inclusive are massive red flags. So certainly if you can let them go, move on in life, completely move away from them, that job, that family member. They don't have special rights to you because you're family. That's not how that works. Because that behavior is not okay, and you don't have to put up with it. Lies aren't just about the lie. It's that betrayal. It's that loss of trust, keep tapping basically until you're at a 0 and you are inherently worthy of the truth, and so you're ready to confront with ease. And take a look around the channel. I know as I'm recording this I have at least one other video coming out about lying, and then I have a playlist specifically to help you in speaking up if confrontation is part of your issue in general. And so there's lots of ones in there about talking to colleagues, your boss, your partner, your family members, just, confrontation and staying calm as a whole in it. And as you're tapping, if you notice that other emotions come up and maybe you get down to a 2 or 1 and you realize you're stuck on this other emotion, and it could be all the things that lies cause, whether that's hurt, heartache, anger, betrayal, lack of self-trust now, or frustration. You can look around the channel, see if you see those. And if you don't, then drop me a comment, let me know. I'll try to put a video out and we can knock out. Sometimes if we knock out that, then you come back and you rate yourself on this one and realize, it's at a 0 now, because, some things are kind of sometimes like, if you think of tree branches and, they go out in different ways, and it all stems from one other emotion that's there and holding on. So if you could like and subscribe, you'll get notified of new videos, and likes and comments do keep me in the algorithm. So I'm super grateful for each of those. And that's all I've got for today. I'll see you in the next video. Later.